pleased I won.
Okay.
The first two sets were all right. I kind of got myself into a hole. Was lucky to get out of the fourth set because I started serving better in the fourth set, but beyond that, it wasn't pretty. I thought Mike was playing pretty well. Definitely had a strategy. He was trying to take the ball early and work lines, not let me get the set. And it's a good play if you can execute it, and he did it for a while. I got through it.
Is this a match that can boost your confidence or not, or is it just kind of neutral to get through it?
Well, every win helps. I'm certainly not fooling myself by thinking that was worthy of a championship performance by any means. But I don't know if I would expect that. I started hitting 2 days before Cincinnati, and it's I'm trying to get my form there. I promise you. A lot of people when they're coming back do it on the side courts. I just have an audience. I'm working, and if I can get my feet into this thing, it's only going to get better the more I play.
And can you take us through from the match with Isner and Winston-Salem? Did you stay in North Carolina and wait out Irene, and were there some ways in which that was advantageous to be away from the hubbub here?
Well, it came down to Friday evening. It was this thing: we might be able to go, we might not. Point, not trying to justify my own actions by any means. Let's not get that confused.
Is Jack Sock a teenager from Nebraska? Have we heard this storyline before? Do you think it'll be played out much in the next couple of days?
Yeah, it's certainly not a challenging story for you guys to write. What?
Easy for you to say.
Well, I mean, I could draw about 8 parallels for you right now if you want. Yeah, I mean, I was joking with someone today. I said I think we're the only 2 teenagers to play tennis in Nebraska in the last 30 years, and we're both in the U.S. Open. So maybe we're missing something. We need the corn-fed boys.
Is it impressive, no matter where you are, to go through your high school career undefeated, like you did?
In tennis?
Yeah. Or in Nebraska, is that not? Or
Yeah, I mean, I no disrespect, but if you're really good, you're playing like junior Grand Slams and stuff like that. I would look, if I'm trying to justify his accomplishments, I would point a lot more towards his junior national record as opposed to the District 6A Nebraska league title.
You're pretty close to the Williamses. What makes Venus so special, and what are your thoughts? Played a huge role in your sport.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a question that probably warrants more of my time than I have to give right now. I mean, if you think about their story, you know, if you actually think, I think we take it for granted, and a lot of times they've drawn, you know, a lot of criticism. But trust me, when 5 years when they're gone, everyone's going to miss them, and everyone's going to realize they're going to be living legends for the rest of their lives. You know, just 2 girls from Compton dominating tennis.
Is there a
I mean, that's not an everyday story. I mean, the way they've gone about it, and you know, the Venus is just the epitome of class. I mean, the way she's gone about it, and I don't think she's ever, you know, even had a sniff of controversy around her. You know, she's just done it the right way.
Is there a Venus moment you remember the most, or a win that caught your attention from her? Or?
It's certainly enough to choose from. I mean, obviously, when I think of her, I think of Wimbledon. I feel like that's just where she belongs. You know, it just seems right there. And you know, my memories are a lot different. My memories are when we're 10 years old and we're just on the courts next to each other, and it was all ahead of us. And you know, there was all this hype around these 2 girls, but they weren't playing tournaments, so everyone was talking about how good they were, or how good they weren't, and everyone had an opinion. Turns out they were pretty good.
When did you pass her in height?
I don't think I have.
Andy, you had two young American girls winning today, and then you also had Jackson Sock winning today. Is this the next generation? Is the dearth of American tennis now on a resurgence?
I hope so. Saved me a lot of time.
Andy, if the women had been on first tonight, you might have been in one of your epic late finishing matches here. Can you talk about what is the difference between playing at noon and midnight, or
Well,
one?
I mean, it's a massive difference.